Welcome to Lipsticks and Lariats. Oh, hey everyone, and welcome to the show. Are you a massive professional wrestling fan? Do you find yourself screaming at the TV, cheering for your favorite superstars, and analyzing every single match? But maybe you feel like the conversation is always dominated by the same voices. Well, get ready, because we're here to change the game. The all-female podcast that's flipping the script on wrestling commentary. We are friends who live and breathe everything from this squared circle. We're talking about the high-flying action, the epic promos, the shocking heel turns, and the drama that happens both in and out of the ring. From the independent scene to the biggest pay-per-views, we cover it all. Each week, we dive deep into the latest news, review, recent shows, and give our unfiltered opinions on the biggest storylines. We're not afraid to get passionate, have a laugh, and maybe even disagree a little. We'll break down match psychology, celebrate the incredible athleticism of these performers, and share our predictions for what's coming next. We also love to shine a spotlight on the women's division, celebrating the progress and pushing for even more. So, if you're looking for a fresh, fun, and fiery take on the world of wrestling, you've found your new home. Don't miss out on a single episode. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and get ready to talk some smack with us.
Welcome to Lipsticks and Lariats, episode 23, on a special Thursday. You know, this is your favorite podcast where we take sharp turns, give you free sarcasm, and discuss wrestling. I am Catherine, aka She Hates Women's Wrestling, with my tag partner, Nikki from the bar. And today, we are going to be previewing AEW's All-In pay-per-view this weekend, discussing Raw, discussing Dynamite from last night, and you will be shocked with what I have to say on that. And we might be talking some big stories, and by big stories, I mean big story, and a few other things that we just want to talk about. So, grab your belt, grab your snacks, and keep that sexist friend nearby. Please subscribe to the home of the podcast of Lipsticks and Lariats, the weekly steel chair. And with that, we're going to jump into our first segment, Nikki, which is the top rope. Before we get into that, I do need to do some RIPs. This week has sucked for deaths.
Horde.
We lost Dolly.
Upsetting.
Then we lost Tim Curry.
Icon.
Then I lost Optimus Prime today.
Yeah, it's not good.
And Eeyore.
Nah!
I didn't know he voiced Eeyore.
So upsetting. When I was cooking and doing the dishes last night, I did blast Dolly Parton when I was doing that, and then put Clue on to go to bed too, because Clue is so good and Tim Curry is so good in that movie. But yeah,
I forgot he played in Annie, and I was like, oh my god, I remember him now. I seen a clip of it. I was like, that was him.
Yeah, he's in so many good things. Two icons. It's very upsetting.
Crazy. I'm like Brenda. Brenda's like, why can't it take out bad people? Like rapists, pedos, things like that. I was like, I don't know.
It's so upsetting.
Well, Dolly pulled a Chadwick Boseman where she had cancer, but nobody knew about it except her immediate family, evidently.
Yeah. Ugh.
And then, she was just seen, a week before she entered the hospital. And you could not tell anything. I seen the clip, and I was like, it doesn't look like anything
she's
wrong.
all glam.
She's all dazzled up. And, I mean, with Chadwick, you could kind of see, he had lost a lot of weight. But with her, you couldn't even tell. She did great keeping it a secret.
Yeah. Ugh. So upsetting.
Yeah.
Thoughts to all their friends and families always mourn two icons.
Yes, it sucks. I need this week to end on a positive note. How about that? Can we have positive for the rest of the week?
Seriously, 2026 can kick fucking rocks.
I thought 2025 was bad for me personally. It started off with my father dying, then it ended with my husband dying. And I was like, shit. And then 2026 is like, I'm really getting old. All these people I grew up watching are dying, are listening to, are dying.
I know. It's upsetting.
But anyway, let's
We're gonna
get
have
into
fun and talk fun stuff and
Yes.
be like some positive around here.
Yes, let's get into our top rope segment. So, Nikki, the biggest news was an article came out about ESPN not being happy with WWE and thinking about dropping them. And then, supposedly, it was debunked.
Yeah, didn't ESPN so it was like that's not true remotely?
Yeah, but I mean, what were they going to say? They weren't going to come out and say, yeah, it's true.
I'm sure there because obviously there's a
I
controversy.
think where there's, what is it? Where there's fire, where
No,
there's
there's
flames,
smoke,
there's
there's fire.
fire.
Yeah, smoke there's fire.
Yeah. I think they were promised more than what they received, and they're looking at this like,
But I'm
We
sure
got
they're like in a like some things are gonna have like they can't just be like, all right, bye. Like obviously there's contracts. It could be like, hey, you have to stick with us with X amount of years or X amount of pay-per-views or whatever. It's not like it's just gonna stop tomorrow. And it hasn't even been a year yet.
That is true. And I'm sure there's probably some loophole they can get out of it.
Yeah. But I'm like, is it like one, is that guy who got his credentials taken away? Or is this like, I don't know. It just be one person complaining that doesn't like wrestling. It could be like an ESPN guy that doesn't like wrestling and like doesn't understand. Like Ted Turner had to deal with all his people not liking wrestling. Like, why are we spending money? And he's like, no, I love this.
That's true.
I don't think we're going to be off ESPN anytime soon.
I would probably give them 2 to 3 years, or whenever. I think what they did, a 4-year deal with a 5th-year option, or a 5-year deal with picking up the next 5 years or something.
Yeah.
I think probably when they get near the end of that, unless they continue to like drastically lose money, I think they'll probably stick with them until they can get out of that contract.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of bad news, poor old JR can't catch a break, as he said that he had a mass found on his kidney and will need it to be operated on.
Jesus. Leave the poor man alone.
I know, poor man, he cannot catch a break. So, well wishes to JR on his neck surgery.
Like, are they doing like full body scans on him? Why is it like one thing seems to be wrapped up and then all of a sudden there's another thing? Like, do a whole body scan on this man and just do everything
Just
while you're
get
in
it all at one time.
there. Seriously. Oh, the poor man. Oh,
Yeah.
so
Cut my brain open, cut my abdomen open. We're all here together.
the guy on the operation game.
So, yeah. So, sending thoughts to JR. So, AEW said, we've been to London several times. We've been to the UK. Let's go to France. So, they're going to be hitting France with Grand Slam. What do you think?
I mean, like, why not? I feel like that's obviously an audience they haven't tapped into yet. I think they get huge responses when they go to Grand Slam Mexico in Mexico City. And I'm like, why? And they had a good crowd, I think, in Scotland last night. Like, we don't need to be in Chicago every other week. Like, I'm good with them going somewhere else, having a different audience there. Again, that crowd was crazy. What was it Clash in France or whatever, Backlash France, when they went insane for AJ Styles? Like, I'm all for it. Something different.
Viva France! They also, when they announced their France dates, they also announced like 5 other dates, and they decided, oh, well, we'll just show up in North Carolina. So they're going to bring Collision to Winston-Salem. I'm debating on going.
Nice. What date's that?
In October.
Do it. So I can see you in the crowd again. And I'll be like, scat.
Yeah. I think I might use that as my excuse to get out going to my cousin's wedding.
There you go.
Because it's on the same date.
Whoops.
Oops, sorry, I forgot and already bought these tickets, and I ain't wasting my tickets.
Yep.
Alrighty, so let's move on to our hot tag. So, Nikki, there are currently 10 WWE wrestlers who have the longest tenure at WWE without ever leaving the company. Who do you think is first on this list?
Is like current active wrestlers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Randy Orton.
He is number one. He has been there for 25 years.
I think because again now they're saying like no one's like lifers anymore, but I feel like that kind of class is gonna be like the last like lifers. I know he like flirted, like said he was gonna go to AEW, but I really don't. I think he's a lifer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look, somebody showed up.
Oh, who? New phone? Who dis?
Who dis?
Oh, hello, ladies. How are we?
We're good. You decided
Hello.
to show up to work today?
I have been, unfortunately, not getting notifications on my own channel, so that's hilarious.
That is hilarious. I was watching you on your previous podcast about soccer.
Funnily enough, the only reason I knew you were live is because obviously it bounced me back to my own StreamYard link and it said you were live. So I was like, well, that's fun. Then I'll just jump in and say hello. So it's good to see you both. But am I right in saying I've put in the chat the Miz at number 2?
The Miz is at number 2 at 21 years.
Thought so. I think that's an interesting question. That you said 10 wrestlers, like, and they're consistently active.
Yep.
Ooh, I'm loving this.
I'm assuming R-Truth doesn't count because he sort of left and came back, or
Yeah, he does not count.
He does not count.
You'll be happy.
Let's-
Number 3 is a female.
Ooh,
I was going to say Mickey James, but that's hilarious. Number 3, I'd have to say, is going to be Charlotte Flair.
No.
Oh,
it's gonna be
It is
someone.
Natty. She's been there 19
duh.
years.
but technically she's been away. She's been to NWA. Nah, she was still under contract technically.
But she was still under contract. 4 and 5 are your favorite tag team, the Usos.
Yeah.
They've been there for 16 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember their terrible
Along
debut.
with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, who all have the same amount of years.
Wow.
Charlotte comes in with 14 years at number 8.
Becky
Bailey
shouldn't
at
count.
9 with 13, and Sami Zayn with 13.
I was
Rounding
gonna say,
out your top
'cause-
10.
That's interesting. Annoying that one of them got in there, Sammy. That's very interesting. Because if the list was uninterrupted, then R-Truth is on that list. Unfortunately, the Bella Twins are on that list. And
I
I would
cut it
have-
at 10.
yeah, I think the other one would have to be Becky in terms of that list. Then if it's uninterrupted, like in between absence, etc., that's surely another one. That's remarkable. You came in at such a good time.
I just can't believe Randy's been there for 25 years. Like, oh my God, I am so fucking old.
This is
Like,
got,
he has
this,
been wrestling half my life.
I know he's been pretty much near my full life, but that's
Yeah.
different. Not to rub it in. It's got to be his final year, though. Surely it's got because
I'm going to say either this year or next year is going to be his final year. And then, like, in 2027, are we in 20? Yeah,
Yeah.
2027. I think he's going to do, like, the Roman Brock schedule where he'd just wrestle a little bit. And then
whenever
he'll
they
have,
want.
like, that one big retirement match.
And I think he'll get who he wants. You know what I mean? I feel like they'll give
Oh,
him
yeah,
who
he should.
which is how, in my opinion, how it should be. Like if you're a town over a certain amount of time with a certain amount of success, you should get to choose your final opponent. If you've just been in the business for X amount of years, then and you've done relatively okay, you shouldn't get to pick your own final opponent. So like, for me, like, I'll always absolutely begrudge the fact they never gave Kurt Angle his final opponent that he wanted, even though I don't like the guy at all. Like, I don't like John Cena. But he asked for Cena. That was who he wanted. It was his first match in. Would make sense for the last match out in that sense. But I think that level of quality, you should be allowed. So like Orton should be allowed that final choice. I wonder who he pick as his final opponent. But that's got me intrigued, concerned as well.
I don't know.
Hope he's not stupid and picks Gunther, because then we'll be bored to death.
I would have to say probably either he would pick a young dude to put over, because I think he's old school like that,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
or he would have another match with Cody,
Mm-hmm.
since that's someone he trusts.
I would love for it to be Miles Bourne. Obviously, you have to kind of get him up to speed really quickly, but like he's like his mini me, so it's just like passing the torch to
Stephanie Vicker fans would be sitting going, "Who do we support in this match? Do we go for the younger model or do we go for the older model?"
Why not?
Catherine goes, "I'm going for the abs." Which ones?
I'm going for the abs.
Again, why not both? Why do I have to choose?
Exactly.
Why can't I just enjoy both of them equally?
Optional extras.
You can have both.
Optional
you
extras.
can have the old one on one side, the young one on the other.
Done and done.
That's why we got 2 arms.
That's exactly right.
Just saying.
I've missed this.
Alrighty, so Nikki, next topic. Darby Allin came out and said that he feels some people in AEW took advantage or took the company for granted in the beginning. Do you feel he's correct?
The people, like wrestlers in the company, took advantage of them being like a younger company.
Yeah,
Or just being, I assume so. Like, you're starting this new company. No one really knows what they're doing. Of course, people are going to take liberties.
Yeah.
like maybe like a Malachi Black, like a Rusev,
Yeah, for sure.
where they're like, "Oh, I just want the money. I don't really want to work. I'm just using it to get back to WWE."
Yeah, I think for a while people were, no offense, Reese, but I feel like people were using it as like a TNA thing. It's just like all of a sudden there was such an influx of all these kind of wrestlers that WWE weren't using, and then taking up all your TV time, and like weren't like John Moxley was like in for the, like, I am AEW, I am in for the cause, and you could tell the people that were there to be there, and the people are there just getting a paycheck.
I think the same, like, I know a lot of people have questioned his loyalty over the years, but I think Chris Jericho is exactly the same. I think Jericho, I know he's consistent, like, he obviously has that narcissistic view that, like, there's no AEW without Jericho. In some elements, he is technically correct. I mean, he was their first big blockbuster draw. Tony Khan originally wanted CM Punk, but he never got it because obviously he went to that shitty sit-down Fox show that WWE were doing at the time. But if he hadn't got his way, he would have had CM Punk then. But like, reality is, if you get Punk or Jericho, either way, they're both a draw. And that element, and you're bringing in, obviously, you can bring in the core group from that period. But I completely agree with Darby Allin's sentiment. I also agree with what Nicky said about TNA. Like, you look at it, early influx, there was a lot of talent there. I think the first talent I remember who came into TNA that was not looking to take the piss out of the company was Christian Cage. Like, he came in purely because WWE rubbed him wrong because he was getting live positive reactions on a house show, whereas Batista, the world champion, who was the babyface, was getting booed. And they're like, well, we can't have that. So they got rid of him. So I think he's that sentiment where he's like, well, you're going to do me wrong. I'm going to prove you wrong. And I'm going to show what I'm good at. So I completely agree with you in that elements. And I think in terms of Darby Allin, I'm eager to know who else he thinks, because I agree with Catherine Dimitri. You said Rusev. I think he is one of those. I think he's always been like that. But I think in recent years, you would have to say Soraya, but at least she's honest. She says she's a WWE girl at heart. She never wanted to go anywhere else. I don't think you can blame anyone for that if you've got a loyalty to a certain company, or that's the company you've always wanted to be with, whether they're good or not. That's your dream. Like in the 90s, people were choosing WCW at first because they wanted to work for Ted Turner. They loved what he had in terms of a product, compared to Vince, who was just a ruthless asshole. They didn't want to work under that, but then they realized, yeah, he is, but when he gets you under his microscope of pushing you, he really will put the buck behind you. But I do wonder who else Darby Allin's thinking about, because I don't think it's a lot of people, but I would say maybe 4 or 5 tops in the early years. Like, I would have to say Rusev in the sense of Miro. I would have to say maybe early on.
Malachi Black.
Malachi Black, yeah. I think Andrade the first time. I think he's learned his lesson. I think Andrade the first time for sure. I think Ricky Saints is one of them, even though it's not early years, but it was still in recency. I'd have to say him because you look at the way he is as a wrestler. I think he's always been that sense. I'm going to say Matt Hardy, like because he just never really understood his creative. He never really did anything to improve, and I think he was constantly talking about other companies anyway. And I feel like if you're in one company and you're there to speak on it, some elements keeping your mouth shut is actually a very useful tool. And we know that he doesn't do that anyway. And I think
Well, Matt Hardy just follows whoever's going to pay him because evidently his wife keeps spending so much damn money. That's why he can't retire.
I mean, if I had a wife like that, I mean, I'm going to let her spend money, you know. But like, and I think I'm going to say a shock one. I actually think because he's in WWE now. I'm not saying it out of a negative, but I'm going to say Ethan Page, because when you look at Ethan Page, he was phenomenal in TNA as part of the North. Him and Josh Alexander were a fantastic tag team, still their longest reigning tag team champion. I think he was coming into AEW thinking, look how well I did. I'm now going on an even bigger televised platform. And he never really got anywhere in terms of trying to take an advantage. Now he's taking the advantage properly whilst he's actually being mature. I think he's definitely matured along the way as well. I would have to say them, but not in out of all the ones I've said, I'm not saying it out of disrespect to Ethan Page. I'm saying it out of pure respect to him because I think he's realised that was never the company for him. I think WWE is always the company for Ethan Page because it makes sense. Same
Well,
with
I think
Danhausen.
Ethan Page has came out and said AEW wasn't as structured as WWE, especially like with their promos and stuff. They're just like basically go say whatever you want, and he wanted more of like a structure and tell me what I've got to do type of place.
Yeah.
That's why I think he fits in better with WWE.
Agreed. I think that's good for you. I think there's some people who prefer structure and there's some people who like the chaotic approach. But it's the flip of the same coin. I mean, that when you look at it's like content creating in the sense of like you look at in our own way. Like I think this is the perfect example. We're all free content creators of three separate channels, and we still congregate on this one. But when you look at, we're the same on all three channels that we're on. Obviously, Nikki with Nick, yourself on your own podcast doing your own reviews, Catherine, like you do your own content, and you've got the same here. We're all the same, but we all bring like different blends from our own separate channels wherever we go, and that's what makes it important and unique, and it grows. But then if you stay in the same place, in the sense of that, there's elements to grow, which is great, but it's how far you stretch. And then when you look at how we've then, in terms of like you guys are soaring really well now, which is phenomenal. You look at that and you think that's that confidence you develop by looking elsewhere as well, and you talk to other people. And I think that's what these talents don't do. They don't take advantage of what's out there. They feel they're forced to go. And I was like, you shouldn't be forced to go to another company. You should revel in that opportunity because more opportunities, better ways to grow. And then eventually you get back and you go, actually, I'm better than everybody you've got here. But nobody seems to take that anymore. And I'd love to know why. I've been thinking about that for a while, actually. I'm glad I've got you guys on that for this sense. Because I've been wondering that for a while, is why nobody does that anymore. They just go for the money. They don't go for the I'm better than you. Maybe.
Good question. Anything else you want to say, Reese?
It's good seeing you.
Good seeing you. At least you're not out shopping this time.
No, that's very true. That is very true. I have missed a lot recently. I will admit I have missed a lot, so that is fun. But I suppose when you miss things, you catch up. I've been watching your shows like when if I'm busy at certain points, I'm like I will still have them on the side or I'll watch like the only one I've genuinely missed was last week because, as you say, I was out shopping. And I never got the notification for my own channel, which is absolutely hilarious. I'm like, what the fuck are the ladies on live now? I'm like, okay, shit. And it was like, you literally just wrapped. I was like, fuck. I'm like, okay, I'll watch back. I bring the entertainment in a different way, but this was my very own lol TNA moment. I'll call it a lol Reese moment.
There you go. So, Nikki, you don't have a Nick pick this week, so she's going to record. She don't.
Damn.
I don't feel it. Like, I feel like my last few were good, and I don't feel like I have something like on that caliber. So I'm just like, I'm gonna concede my time.
She
I'm
don't
gonna
want to mess
ask-
up that streak.
Right?
I'm going to ask you one, and you can tell me if it's a nitpick or not.
Okay.
Jay White on 0 Hour All In.
I don't
I've got her.
I don't understand why he like announced that just in like a media thing. And if that's where people think that the New Day are supposed to come in, then it makes me think they're not coming in because it's on 0 Hour.
Did I not tell y'all last week? Do not get yourself worked up if New Day does not show up today on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I don't think they
Go
will
back
show
and
up.
watch last week's show. I said that.
Mhm.
I actually don't think they're going to be at All In. I know a lot of people are hoping it. I think they'll be All Out. I think they'll be afterwards. Because I think All In is already too stacked. You bring in 2 new debuts. I mean, people already know them anyway, but if you bring them out, you're going to detract from the show. No disrespect to Kofi and Woods, but I actually wouldn't bring them out. Unless you have them sign their contracts live on 0 Hour. That would
Well, I
be
mean,
okay.
they did that with Swerve. Swerve came out at, what was it, Revolution or something, and signed his contract.
Yeah. I wouldn't be against if they did that, like if they
Yeah.
signed their contracts, or if they're on the big screen at Wembley after the end of the tag title shot, the tag title match, sorry.
And cut a promo.
Yeah, like call out whoever wins it, whether it be Copen Cage or whether it is the Bucks who win it for the 4th time, or it would be like immediately. Here's of it. I think that would be fun, but I don't think they'll be at Wembley. But again, I agree. Like I wouldn't be angry if they're not there. People are getting more angry at the Guns aren't, and I was like, the Guns weren't going to be there anyway. They just re-debuted in AEW. They were never going to get on All In. The obsession is mental from the IWC right now.
Like I think it'd be cool, but I'm not gonna again be like upset, cancel everything. I'm just like, oh, okay, maybe next. I do want to see them with Swerve. I think that would be really fun. But like if it doesn't happen,
yeah.
I'm not gonna cry.
Yeah.
But like,
Alrighty. I'm going to move on to my lecture, which
yes,
I have a good one. This week's lecture from your favorite co-host is called Dynamite or Collision. Shut up and watch the damn wrestling.
Oh, I'm definitely going at the bottom screen for this one. Ladies on it. There we go. I got to hear this, like lecture hall style. Let's go.
All right, wrestling fans, we need to have a little family meeting because apparently somewhere along the way, everybody watching AEW got promoted to Executive Vice President of Television Programming. Congratulations! I did not realize Tony Khan had hired 80,000 new members of the creative team. I didn't get my invite. And every single week, it is, why is this on Dynamite? This should have been on Collision. Why is this match on Collision? This should have been on Dynamite. This match belongs on a pay-per-view. This match doesn't belong on the pay-per-view. My brothers and sisters in professional wrestling, pick a struggle. Here is the revolutionary concept I would like to introduce today. Dynamite and Collision are both AEW television shows. That's it. That's the lecture.
No way. No way.
But I
thought
still
they were
got 2
different.
minutes, so let's continue. I understand that Dynamite is traditionally treated like AEW's flagship program. It's the Wednesday night show. It's where many of the biggest angles happen. Fine. But if AEW puts something important on Dynamite, what happens? Those same fans will immediately complain, why should anybody watch Collision? Nothing important ever happens. Well, Susan Karen, maybe because every time they put something important on Collision, you complain it should have been on Dynamite. You can't simultaneously demand that Collision feel important and then get angry when AEW treats Collision like it's important. That's wrestling fan mathematics. Not Steiner math, but wrestling math.
Mhm.
All right. 2 + 2 = 4, right? Unless Tony Khan booked it. And then somehow we're arguing about whether the equation had enough storyline. And this obsession with deciding which matches are worthy of certain television shows has gotten ridiculous. Why are they giving this match away for free? Because television needs good wrestling? Remember when getting a great match on weekly television was considered a good thing? Now, AEW announces a strong match and people react like Tony Khan accidentally leaked the WrestleMania main event. You can't give that away! Why not? Is there some sacred wrestling vault where Will Ospreay matches have to be preserved for future generations? Put good wrestling on television. And here's the other side of it. Not every match needs 6 weeks of storytelling. 3 video packages, a contract signing, somebody's mother getting insulted, and a childhood friendship revealed through grainy photos before 2 people are allowed to wrestle. Sometimes the story is, I think I'm better than you. No, you're not. Ding ding. We're gonna kick ass in the ring. Professional wrestling survived on that premises for, I don't know, about 100 years. Fans absolutely should criticize AEW. Now, criticism for bad booking, inconsistent storytelling, matches that don't accomplish anything. You can criticize angles that disappear for 3 weeks and then magically return like somebody found the storyline underneath the couch cushions. But this constant argument about whether something is Dynamite worthy or Collision worthy, enough. If you want Collision to matter, important things have to happen on Collision. If you want Dynamite to remain strong, important things have to happen on Dynamite. And if AEW gives us fantastic wrestling matches on either show, maybe, just maybe, we could watch the damn match before writing a 37 post thread explaining why it aired on the wrong night. Because some wrestling fans don't actually watch wrestling anymore, they just watch booking decisions. They don't say, was that match good? They say, but it should have been on Wednesday. Baby, I don't know. Did you enjoy it? Because somewhere along the way, wrestling fans became more concerned about running the promotion than enjoying the promotion. So watch Dynamite, watch Collision, cheer, boo, criticize the stuff that deserves criticism. But please stop acting like putting a great match on Saturday instead of Wednesday constitutes a violation of the Geneva Convention. This has been your weekly wrestling public service announcement. And remember, you are allowed to be a wrestling fan without pretending you're sitting in gorilla position with a headset on. So now, I need you to go enjoy some wrestling, or don't, but either way, stop bitching about which show the match is on.
Brava.
Very impressive, and that's not what I was expecting, so that's a relief. I was expecting on the lines of, should XYZ wrestler that I don't like become like a multi-holder of multiple championships at once, and then I end up having to run headfirst for a wall, which would be gruesomely painful for me. But no, I agree with that. I mean, I will admit I'm no hypocrite. Like I've said this plenty of times on podcast to yourselves, and obviously with Nikki as well on their channel. I've said it before that there's some things that I don't think that shouldn't be on XYZ show. But I don't go to such great lengths that some people do. Like I just say I don't think this should have been here because it ties into Dynamite. They should have kept on Dynamite. And you keep some things on Collision that tie in, but if they actually follow up really well, I've got no problem with it. I don't have any problem with it, but I feel some people, as you say, they move the goalposts, they move everything too much and it doesn't make any sense, and you don't have an argument at any point. You're just speaking to an echo chamber. So here, Catherine, great point there, great one.
Thank you. I may clip that and put it out later.
You should.
Alrighty, so
Echo and praise from a boss, yeah.
let's move on to put some lipstick and some lariats on this week. So, Nikki, who is your lipstick of the week?
I'm going to give this one to some babies. The contract signing between Oba and Bronson Reed. Not Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker. I wanted to say Braun, and Bronson comes out every time. And also, hopefully, he's coming back soon. But I just feel like it's 2 young guys carrying the segment, cutting the promos. I think Oba, God, we were saying that like in January, Nick and I were like, about him. And now I'm like, I feel like he's come into his own. And I feel like, again, Braun Breaker is someone who needs to get away from the vision and be on his own. And I'm like, these are your future stars. These are your babies that you're pushing. I'm excited that they had that segment.
I kind of like the segment. I think Braun struggled a little bit during the promo. He could like take some lessons from like his uncle maybe.
I
But
worry.
it was a decent segment. And it builds the story.
Yeah, I worry that sometimes he's like LA Knight, that he goes too fast or he wants to sound like a certain way and then he gets tripped up. I feel like if he just
His
takes
brain's moving faster than his mouth.
right, and I feel like because also I feel like his uncle kind of talked like that too. So I'm just like, that's not working for you right now. But I just feel like
Nikki got frozen. Nikki, come back.
YouTube, perennial hater of good people.
am I back?
You froze. You're
Yes,
back
you're
now.
back.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know that song "Baby Come Back"? I'm gonna change it to "Nikki Come Back."
Yeah, I second that one.
But yeah, I think it's just I love them pushing the younger kids right now. So not my favorite promo of all time, but I'm just love that the segment is pushing, my mantra, push your babies.
Mm-hmm.
And then also now, do you see there's a thing going around? It was on social media that people are now calling out Austin Theory and how he grabs Maxine, and there was like zoomed in photos because he's like,
He grabbing him cakes
in her butthole. But I'm like, I called that out like what, a month and a half ago when they first got together, and I was like, I don't like the way he touches her.
Okay, I need to address this with Chester. I don't need him to spear Austin Theory. Now, if he wants to spear Maxine, that's fine, but not my Austin Theory. Alrighty, so my lipstick of the week is going to Royce Keys, who looks like he might have finally gotten some direction.
I love this too.
So I'm going to wait and see how it plays off. But we look like we have some potential for him now, which he should have always been a bad guy, not
Agreed.
come in as a face.
I think it was super interesting. Again, good faction warfare. I love him having a group. I think they're really high on Bronco Nemo. They took him from like OTM to AAA and then back up. Now he's on main. So I know I'm really interested to see how that shakes out. My fingers are crossed. Again, not that Royce Keys is really a baby, but like pushing babies.
All right, Nikki, who gets your Lariat of the week?
I'm unfortunately giving it to your boy Tony Khan and his women this week because I didn't like any of it. Again, it's the same backstage beat up segment for Willow. Why is she injured? Okay. And then I don't like the Brawling Birds at all. And it makes me so upset because every week on our Mine and Nick show, I was like, I can't wait for Jamie to come back. I can't wait for Jamie to come back. And she came back and I hate it. Why are they having I know it was a sixth lady, but why are they, you're on the pay-per-view. Why are they fighting now? I don't want to see it. And then they just brawl to the back anyway. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm worried that the Birds are going to win because they're where they're at, but I'm like, I think they should keep it on Divine Dominion. I think that they look so incredible. I'm like, I think they should be your champions. I just didn't like the women's segments this week, and I'm just like, I always want to root and push for the ladies, but I'm just like, it's been like the same thing with Willow and Monet, and then it's just like the Birds don't look great compared to Divine Dominion, so I'm just like, ugh.
I agree. The one thing I don't like as well is how they hanged the camera on Mercedes Moné for that for the interview attack. They kept her on camera for 6 seconds. That's not a mystery attack. A mystery attack is in 2 seconds, title to the face, but we had 6 seconds of Mercedes on camera. This is not good. That was bad direction. That was very bad direction. I completely agree with you. And I don't like I'll be honest, I don't like the Brawling Birds either. I really don't. like they're an insult to British wrestling. Like just hearing them talk, I just hear chalkboards. It's Alicia Edwards on a higher level. Like that's what it sounds like every time they talk.
Yeah, it's not clicking. I'm like, give me the Jamie
No.
one, like the one that was running around with Britt and Rebel. I'm like, give me that one. Give me that one back. This like
Yeah,
British.
I don't think this new character for Jamie is connecting with people like she wanted it to be.
Like this
Like
weird.
she wanted to come back as the 70s inspired, but it's not really connecting.
Yeah, Daphne needs to go and find the rest of the Scooby-Doo gang and retire.
Yeah, it's not clicking, and it makes me sad that it's not clicking. But I'm gonna have to give it to the ladies.
She's really a good wrestler, though. That's what
Yeah.
you know, and I think that's what makes it so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wrestling, huh?
Well, my Lariat of the Week goes to this week's Dynamite, which we will get into when we talk about the show. That's all I'm going to say.
It's a weird one.
It was. So, we're going to move on to the main event. And we're going to start off with Monday Night Raw. We had Stephanie Vacour beat Roxanne. What are we doing and where are we going?
It's gonna be some triple threat. I feel like are they gonna have Stephanie have to beat all the she's gonna have to fight Raquel to get to Liv Morgan? And then you have Becky Lynch circling. Like, is it gonna be like a 3-way at Money in the Bank? Because I don't think they're gonna put them on Sunday night's main event.
Yeah, I don't think so neither.
But
I think they should go on further. I don't know. I think they should go for a 4. I know Catherine's not going to like the four-way, but I actually think you've got to put Raquel in this.
Where's Io Sky?
Good question. I really haven't got a clue. Monday Night Raw was strange this week.
I mean, and how long is it before Roxanne decides she doesn't want to be in this group anymore? Because you keep seeing hints of her being jealous of Liv and Raquel.
Whenever Nick gets hired onto WWE's creative.
It's been 3 months ago. Like, I don't know, because unless they're gonna put Money in the Bank on her or give her the briefcase, so they each have something.
I would see if they do that. I would honestly do same night cash in if the women's Money in the Bank is on before that women's title match, because you never know. But they've got to break up this group. This group has went on far too long, and I know I mentioned it to Josiah the other day because we spoke about factions that are going on over and over and over again. The Judgment Day are in like their fifth iteration, and nobody cares. Like,
yeah, I think
when are they going to take the hint that Dominic prefers Triple A to Monday Night Raw? There's a hint.
Moving on, we had Phoenix beat Dragon Lee, which we all seen coming. Match wasn't that bad, but I mean, we already knew who was going to win before this match even took place.
I know. I'm excited for it though. The brothers, and they can't. I don't know if they said it before, but I feel like it took me aback for a second when Corey did call them the Lucha Bros, and I was like, "Are we allowed to say that? Is it the first time they said that?"
Yeah.
But I'm excited for it. I think because again, remember they had that brutal match in AEW, and I think I don't remember. They did it to them. I think didn't Penta like rip Ray's mask? It was like the really bloody one that they had. He
ripped his mask clean, and then Penta after the match just went and he just ripped his anyway, just to prove like I can take yours, but you can't take mine. Which I thought was a brilliant form of storytelling. Right. But I love that. Yeah, like I
don't think it's gonna be bloody like that, but I hope it's like we're brothers. We want this thing. Let's just beat the shit out of each other.
I hope they get time. I really hope they get time.
Yeah, me too.
If that's, I know it's going to be a TV match. Yeah, I know it's going to be a TV match. It won't be a Saturday's main event. It'll be a TV match, won't it? Because it'll be just before because then you've got whoever wins that match will face Roman for the title. So
yeah.
Honestly, I would give them 25 solid minutes. I'd be like, just go. Like, just give them the runtime because they're both still good shape. They're both good in terms of athleticism. The fans would love 25 minutes of this. It would be a good laugh. I hope they do.
Yeah.
Will they? Probably not. But I would like this a lot for sure. It's the right match, so I mean, anyone who thinks differently, I don't know, but I think it's the right one.
Agreed. I think people were thinking that maybe Dragon Lee because Ray Phoenix is so high on Dragon Lee, but the brothers just make so much more sense.
Yeah, it's what you want.
Well, we've already kind of discussed it, but we had the contract signing for Breaker and Oba. Then we had Javon Evans and Big Cass. So, did Big Cass bury Javon Evans in this match?
Are you talking to me?
I had to say that for you.
I don't know what's funnier. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you there, Nikki. My connection is shocking tonight. I don't know what's funnier. Javon Evans losing to Big Cass, his first match in WWE in 8 years, or the fact that Corey Graves decided, I'm not going to be a heel commentator for this guy. I'm going to be a babyface. I just thought that was absolutely hilarious.
I feel like Cole and Corey shit on Big Cass this whole match.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely the character switch from Corey. I think buried again, that word, I think that's too much. I didn't see Cass losing in his first match back.
Yeah.
And Javon is so young and bouncy. This is gonna be nothing. He's gonna bounce back from this. I think if they do have a feud, I'm hoping he comes out on top of it. I don't know what the side quest is with the Judgment Day, but saying Javon is buried is banana pants. Stop talking to Nick.
Yeah, I don't know where the elements. If he had lost to someone that's similar on his level and in such a grueling fashion, then I would probably say buried. But I don't agree either in that way. I think his first match back, of course they're going to give him a win. Like it's same with Baron Corbin, except nobody really expected Baron Corbin immediately to become a champion. But I think Big Cass is similar. Like he'll win it. I do kind of agree with James though. What is he going to do? Because he's not really been convincing for a long time.
He's not a heel. I don't take him seriously as a heel.
Same.
And like if I had to pick between the two of them, I'm taking Baron Corbin all day.
Yeah.
I like Baron Corbin a lot. I feel like he gets shit on for no reason, in my opinion. But like, Cass does nothing for me.
I'm going to be controversial. I truly believe that Baron Corbin is the best worker in the business. And that's not in the sense of when you look at all the other names out there. I'm looking purely specifically in context, his size, his weight class. I think he is the best worker in the business because
I can agree with that.
Because nobody has once had an injury with Baron Corbin in a match. He doesn't injure you. Like he's so safe, but he doesn't look safe. That's what I like about it. He looks so risky, dangerous, but he'll protect the shit out of you. And I'm like, this is somebody you should never get rid of. He's somebody you should want to keep.
Yeah.
Get rid of someone like a Ridge Holland. He's dangerous, absolutely. Don't get rid of Baron Corbin. So I'm glad they kind of learned that lesson. Obviously, going on at MLW as well at the same time, I thought that was brilliant. Like he's going out as Bishop Dyer, comes back to WWE as Baron Corbin. He's going back and forth under both shows. He's getting different reactions. But in terms of big men in the business, I do think he is the best worker. I've always rated Baron Corbin. Like there's something about him that he just screams personality. Like he's a good worker. He's a good guy. I think he loves the business as well. I know I spoke about that to you both a while ago. There's a lot of people in the business now that I think are just in it for the money. They're not in it for the love of the game anymore. I think he is truly in it for the love of the game. And we need more like him. Yeah. But I agree. I can't take Big Cass seriously as a heel.
I think it's like night and day between them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like what you're saying, the passion for Baron Corbin, he cares. Like I get such better vibes, and like I feel like Big Cass is just their probably paycheck because they weren't really doing anything with him in AEW. And like he did meet his wife there, so I guess positive for him. But like him and Ricky could have been something. They took that away, and then they never really did something with him in the Bad Apple under the fucking learning tree. But like, I don't know. I don't think he fits right now, like at all.
Does he? Mind you, I totally skipped his theme, but does he have a similar theme to Diesel?
They need again a new music people because every fucking song sounds the same. It's like some noise and some shitty music.
But yeah, just Javon Evans will bounce back. I'm not overly keen on him, but I think he at least tries. I'll give him that. I think he'll do well. Austin Theory won't, but I think Javon Evans will.
He's like 22. He's gonna be fine.
We had Penta beat La Parca. There was a lot of people bitching about how bad La Parca was in this match.
Are there people just comparing him to previous La Parca?
Yeah.
Again, our love Lisa, she's like La Parca, and I was like, no, not this is a new one. She's like, well, this is not my La Parca. And then another podcast I listened to, he's like, this is not my La Parca. And I was like, two of my people said the same thing, and I was like, I just don't know if this is not like the right gimmick for him. People are saying he's too like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's just like a. And it was like a foregone conclusion. Obviously, Penta was winning. They're just trying to push a AAA guy. Not my La Parca.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like, La Parca in 1997 was one of the coolest guys on this planet when he was literally just smacking people with chairs, including that boring bald fraud Goldberg. Like, just, I always liked La Parca, but I agree. Like, you can't. I will say that yes, people are comparing him to 90s La Parca because I've seen a lot of tweets about saying this guy doesn't have the quality, he doesn't have like the individuals like moments of psychology, and I'm like. It's 2026. That version of La Parca was same age as, well, not same age as me, but it was like roughly the same period of time as me, like 29 years ago. Man, I feel old. But like, and I like to just stick that one in. But you look at it, they're not alike. Yes, he has the La Parca gimmick, but it's not it's not the chairman. Like, this is totally different. Like, this is somebody who's trying to bring a different spin. Like, if anything, I would compare this to TJ Perkins when, again, I can't remember an RTNA reference, but he took on the role of and then obviously he became manic, but he brought his own twist because he was never going to be the same as Christopher Daniels and he was never going to be the same as Kazarian. So you have to bring your own spin. And it was actually just as good. Like, so I think people have got to be a little bit refrained on La Parca. He was never going to beat Penta, let's be real. He was never going to beat him. But I think people are just getting a bit too.
Also, I feel like him in AAA is a little more of a comedy guy.
Yeah, I like him.
But I don't know. People just like to bitch, obviously.
True. They wish they were Catherine, but they haven't got that flex.
Nah.
That's true.
I know I said it to you guys recently. But I don't know if you agree or disagree or where you're at, but I actually think AAA is by far the best booked company that's under their banner.
That is something I make sure I watch every week. I know. I honestly watch it more than I watch Collision. And I'm usually on Sundays, I watch AAA and I try to squeeze in Collision. I was like, Kat's going to bring it up. I have to know what's going on in Collision. But AAA by far is my favorite thing right now.
I wasn't sure if I would ever get into it because I wasn't sure how it'd be under their banner because I did like watching it before, but I was like, oh, I suppose I can just watch it and see. And the contrast from then to the just main WWE shows, I'm like, it's almost like one brand is on cocaine, the other brand is on crystal meth, and we know the one that's on cocaine is absolutely having the best time. So Triple R having the best time right now, but it's crazy how much they appreciate talent. And I'll say this as well. Flammer is a 1,000 plus day champion. She can keep that belt for as long as she wants because unlike most talents with 1,000 days, it's not boring as a champion. So that's the difference. That's what I like. I don't care if a person holds a title that long. They've got to be exciting. If they're not exciting, I want the belt off them. Yeah. She is so good.
Love her in the ring and the reaction she gets. Like, she's just like the cool heel. And I'm just like having like a true, like, kind of cool heel female, like, I'm here for.
There's not many. If you think about it now in the business, I don't think there's many. Like, I can only list three. Her, Saya Kamatani, and I was going to say Mercedes, but she's dropped the ball a bit. But I would still say she's a cool heel, but not in the top three. Probably Athena. But
I would put Athena above Mercedes, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's very difficult. I know Catherine will say none, but that's completely true and valid. But I think they're the only top three heels for a woman that's fun and exciting.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to, because I'm not going to say Deonna anymore because she's not even a heel. But also, she's a tweener, and I do not like her as a tweener, so I will not say her in that bracket. But that would be my top three: Flammer, Kamatani, and Athena.
I will give props to Athena. She had a asthma attack in the middle of her match on Death Before Dishonor.
Horrifying.
She did, yeah. Didn't someone not film her?
And still finished the match. So I guess like the doctor keeps an inhaler around. But Batista evidently had the same problem with asthma, where he literally would hide inhalers around the ring in case he needed one.
Yeah. Like, they're good at hiding them. Like, they're as much. I don't like. They are better at hiding inhalers than they are blades.
Yeah, that's true. And then we have our main event where we had Knight and Solo versus Reese's favorite tag team, the Usos. And, well, of course, we had fuckery in this match as Royce Keys and OTM entered and disrupted everything and kicked everybody's ass.
I love this Solo. I loved the opening promo. I love him in LA together. I thank God they pivoted because apparently that's what they wanted. So, I know, it's so good. They wanted Solo to just go back with the family. Let him be the one, like, quote unquote, black sheep that doesn't go back and he gets to do his own because I love him so much in this role. But again, so much ends in the fuckery that you said, but this feels new and different. And I want, like, the new faction, introduce some new people, make Keys heel because he should be a heel. I like the way he ended. I'm excited to see where it goes.
I don't know who OTM are.
They were on NXT.
I honestly just know Bronco Lima because he was in AAA because I don't watch NXT. Again, I watch it's Raw, SmackDown, obviously Dynamite, always AAA, and then
he was in AAA in what Los Pieros, and then they kicked him out. Yeah, they kicked him out.
Yep.
For him to be called up. I've seen a lot of people say that they felt like that Keys' group is like the Shield 2.0.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, I'll gladly take a Lariat. I mean, I'm an honest man. I did wear some at Halloween. I wore black last year. And the year before that. I didn't wear it on camera, obviously, on our shows, but I did wear black. At work. I went into work with black lipstick.
Hey, if it's part of the costume, it's okay.
I'm an honest man.
Like I said, I'm glad they're giving him some kind of direction. And I'm like Reese, I don't know that much about OTM.
Yeah.
Because I don't watch NXT. But, you know, I'll wait and see how it plays out. So, moving on to Dynamite. And for me, it was very lacking for a go-home show. We had no Kenny Omega, which I'm hearing that he had other obligations with Street Fighter.
Yes.
So I can't be mad at him not being on the show. Like, everybody last night was just up in arms. No Kenny Omega, what the hell? Tony Khan don't know what he's doing. Dude had other obligations he couldn't get out of. Okay, fine. I'm okay with, you know, Omega slamming Ospreay through the table last week and then no Omega this week.
Exactly.
We had our C2 Cup matches. We had Mox versus Claudio, Nigel versus O'Reilly, where O'Reilly got a nice bruise under his eye.
Oh, it looks so bad.
Yeah, luckily I think they said he did not break his orbital bone, so that's a good thing.
There's enough of that going around.
Yes. But we already knew the outcome.
Yeah.
and what was being set up in these matches.
Like I said last week, I hate how they booked this cup so much, but I did like the 2 matches last night. I really liked Kyle and Nigel. I do love Nigel so much. I don't know. I don't think he's winning, but I would lose my mind if he did. But again, they could have just booked Nigel and Mox, or they could have just had this tournament and the winner would face Mox. Again, I went on a whole rant about it last week, but the match was good.
I completely agree. I mean, I originally wanted Jay White versus. I wanted Jay White versus either Claudio in the final or Jay White versus David Finlay, where it's a vacant title and it's in that sense it's going to be a whole new champion, whole new final. We're not getting that, but I am still happy for Nige as well in terms of getting a final at Wembley. It's going to be very interesting to see how that match goes. I would go for the shock factor. I would actually have Mox make Nige pass out to the Bulldog at Wembley because that'll get a shitload of heat on him. I don't know if you can risk putting the. I know the Continental Classic, but Nige isn't going to wrestle as much. But I think, is it worth a risk putting a title on a primary commentator? I don't know. Like, it feels Yoshitatsu for me. You know, like when they put the cruiserweight title back in the early 2000s when he was a backstage guy for WB at the time. I feel like I think it's a risk if they put the belt on Nige. I feel like we don't necessarily need to. I'm glad we're getting Nige at Wembley anyway. It's always a joy because Nige is awesome. But I wouldn't have done it, you know? I wouldn't have. At least it's heel versus babyface, or is that not allowed anymore?
Who's to say?
I gotta ask. It'll be a fun match though, but I personally think if you're going based on the four talents that are in the semi-final, shout out to Claudio kicking out one to the Death Rider. That was one of my highlights of the week, if I'm being honest. I think the final, based on the 4 semi-finalists, it should have been Mox versus Kyle O'Reilly once and for all. Really, let's end it once and for all between those two. Yeah. I don't think we've ended it truly between them, if I'm being honest.
Well, what if they do put the belt on Nigel and then just have him drop it Wednesday?
It's not a bad thing, but you know there'll be too many people crying, bitching, and moaning, saying, "Oh, transitional champion." I'm like, well,
I mean, everybody should know that.
Or could they? Because you were saying that they were going to do the Continental thing again in the fall. Could he have it and maybe like vacate it, and then let's just start fresh and not have Moxley in it? Because I feel like Moxley needs to do something different with this. He's had this belt long enough.
I think that's a good idea. Because I know, obviously, you've been asking it for a long time, and will he actually ever do it? He really needs a break.
Take Renee on the vacation. I've been saying it for a year now? Over a year? 2 years?
He's in that incredible grind, and credit to Mox as well, because he's also proven people wrong that he's just a deathmatch guy. He's just skewers in the head and all that. But if you actually look at his matches in the past 4 or 5 months, his technical wrestling ability is still showing. He's still got it. He may not be the best there, but he's still a consistently good worker when he actually just wants to work a wrestling match. But I feel like he's had such a good grind, he needs a break.
Yeah. I just feel like I worry he might be in like that maybe Ric Flair thing. It's just like, I don't know what else to do with my life. Like, I have to be in the ring. I have to do this. Like, he's on Dynamite. He's on Collision. He's everywhere. I don't know if he's just like, I don't know what to do with myself if I'm not at a wrestling show.
I mean, he shows up on the indies if Marina has a match. He's there with her.
Yeah.
He is. He's good for that. I'll credit him for that. Like,
again, I know he's someone that just loves this so much and just wants to be involved, and he's so creative and wants to help and do all the things. But I'm just like, oh, take your wife to the beach.
Yeah, don't you need to go take your kid to like Disney World or something? All right, we had Swerve versus Jack Perry. I didn't think Jack Perry looked that great in this match, and Swerve looked like he was just going through the motions.
I've only got one. I'd love to get Nikki's opinion on this, but I only have one highlight from this match, and that was Jack Perry running face first into a last call. That was the only highlight from this match I remember.
Yeah, no, the last call is so cool, but like again, I don't. again, like going back to your lecture, I don't think we need a 4,000-year build up. They had the little interaction, but I'm just like, why are they fighting? Why is this the main event? Like, this was just like, I don't know. I'm like, to me, like Swerve's like better than this or should be higher than this. Again, you're pushing your baby Jack to do like have this bigger match, but I'm like, I don't know. It felt weird.
Maybe Swerve asked to work with Jack Perry.
I hope so.
I mean, Swerve probably has that kind of pull also.
Yeah.
Like, he don't have, like, Mox MJF pull, but I think he does have a little bit of pull. If he went to Tony Khan and says, hey, I want to work with so-and-so, and Tony Khan's like, oh, okay, because he trusts Swerve. I mean, he wouldn't be sending him out there, you know, as the face of the company doing all this promotional stuff if he didn't believe in him, so...
Yeah, but are they like pushing Jack? Because it's now like he had the match with Mox, and Mox beat him, but they had the hand like, oh, I respect you. And then the same happened with Swerve, got beat up, lost to Swerve. But hey, I respect you. Like, is this like more for Jack than it was for Swerve?
That's what I'm thinking.
Swerve was just like, all right, I'll wrestle whoever. But I feel like this was Jack. And then I still don't know how I feel about Jack Perry.
I think the crowd were good for it. I think the crowd were going for it for sure. I think that's something that really does help.
I like his song. I like his theme song.
Our whole wedding party came out to that song. James.
Night, James. Alrighty. So, we had Copeland and the Young Bucks in a tag match against the C team of Don Callis. Why were they fighting when they're fighting for the titles on Sunday against each other? And why is Christian Cage the only heel in this match?
Can they coexist?
I hate that. I hate that they were in the triple. Again, I don't know why they're having all these tag people fight in triple or 6-man tags for no reason. But Christian Cage forever. Him coming out and cutting the promo. Chef's kiss. Again, I just want heel Christian without all this crap. That's what I want back because he's so flippin' good.
This is why I'm annoyed that I couldn't get the day off to go to this show because when he was announced for the card, I was like, I really want to go, and I couldn't get off, and I was like, fuck. I wanted to go because I know the crowd would have loved him. He had a far better reaction than MJF did, that's for sure, when it comes to heel. So, but he is liquid gold. Christian Cage. He is liquid gold. If you want to be a heel, watch Christian Cage.
Yeah. Oh, he's so good.
Mm-hmm. Then we have Mercedes attack Willow Cena, and it seems that Tony Khan has come out and said that Willow has a broken hand, but she will do her match against Mercedes this Sunday. So does that kind of confirm Mercedes winning? Which I guess we can talk about when we preview All In. But are you tired of the attacks backstage?
Yes. Yeah. It's what, 3 weeks in a row? 3 or 2? Did they have last week? Last week was the split screen, and then like
look for each other
and look for. But wasn't there another sneak attack before?
I think so.
It was, yeah. I'll admit I'm the same. I'm sick and tired of it as well. I don't think you're getting anything out of it. The crowd doesn't react to it either. If you listen to it as well, the crowd is silent. Like, and it sums up. Like, I don't like the reaction. I know when I came on 40 minutes ago, which is always a pleasure. Even though this is my channel, I'm not in charge, which I love to bits. I said the same thing to you both as well. I don't like the fact that it was supposed to be a sneak attack, but there was 6 seconds of Mercedes Moné on camera before and during the attack. It doesn't make you can basically tell what was happening. That's not a sneak attack. But I also don't like the fact as well, like, I don't like Willow as champion at this moment. This should have been Tekla versus Moné. I'm consistently standing by that. I don't like it because where's Tekla now? It's really annoying. But I think push comes to shove, if Mercedes does not win and she does the Jay White loss to one limb champion, then it'll be embarrassing.
But I kind of want her to lose just so I can see the Mercedes fans break down, because like in this one space I go to, there's this one guy, and he is like a diehard Mercedes simp. Like
Yeah,
he knows everything about this woman. He pays the
probably knows her address.
$99 to get her magazine and all that stuff.
Oh,
And he's like, he's going to All In. I'm going to walk out if Mercedes loses and blah blah. I'm like,
Good
I
girl,
really want
bye.
her to lose just so he'll have a meltdown.
see, here's the thing. Like, I'm on the vision that I'm on the visional sense that I want Mercedes to lose because my whole idea is she loses again. She goes to Full Gear or World's End. What's up, Billy? You go to the very end, and then she goes, right, I've lost twice. I'm going to make the third and final chance, and I'm going to bet everything. I'm going to bet my career. She should. That's how I've always wanted. I would like it like that. She obviously, you would probably say at this point Mercedes wins, but if she doesn't win against a one-armed Willow, then you may as well get a whole new oak tree. I had to get a tree reference in there, obviously, but like that's the reality of it. Like, it's embarrassing. I like Willow, but I didn't want her as champion.
I agree. So, can we talk about this outfit, Nikki? Okada?
Oh,
What? I love it. Do you not? He always wears something weird.
It looks like a picnic tablecloth.
Like black gingham.
I mean, at
It
least
just
makes
doesn't
sense.
fit Okada like I think, like
He thinks it
my
does.
version or how I picture Okada.
I feel like he's always wearing something different. And he's got to keep up with Fletcher because Fletcher always is impeccable, and I love him immensely and everything for Kyle. So he's got to try to keep
Fletcher
up.
looks really good and like a stunning man, and Okada looks like I'm going to a picnic with my in-laws.
That's how valid way to put it. See, like,
Or he looks like we're gonna take all the Crip bandanas and sew them together and make him a suit.
That's a good way to put it. See,
It would be blue.
The annoying thing is Okada's actually got good dress sense. But this is shocking. Like
Exactly.
he's dressed in nice suits before. The one thing about this that I really don't like, and you're not going to like this, Catherine, I don't like the fact that Don Callis is in this segment. It's nothing against Don Callis. This is fine with just Fletcher, Okada, and Renee to do an interview. We don't actually need Don Callis here. We don't. This is a point where like this is too much screen time. Where actually he can go and do other things, like
But I mean,
find a
we all need
Glasgow
to
white
see
chick.
sexy Don Callis in our life.
They were in like every segment last week. But this is like whoever wins. I feel like whoever wins this match gets like Don Callis. It's like
The custody of Don Callis.
Don Callis on a pole match.
Absolute the sense of it. This is like Don Callis on a pole match. That is just funny. That is funny.
Alrighty, so let's move on and preview
Bentley.
All In. And on the media call today, Tony Khan has confirmed that there will be a total of 8 matches on the main card. Should last about 4 hours. And we have a name for the Trios match, which is the Trios Roulette Royale.
Why is everything casino themed? It's not Double or Nothing. You're not in Vegas.
Yeah, this isn't like All In doesn't have that thing. Like, I mean, unless you say you're going all in, which fair enough, but then that there's no elements of it because nobody actually does do all in for it. They just get stuck in. It should be called Stuck In.
And it will be on the buy-in show. And it will feature Butterfly Jeans and Brodito, the Bang Bang Gang, the Death Riders, the Dogs, the Demand, the Collaboration, and one wild card entry.
I wanted this to be bigger and more exciting. Like the way that like all the promos were going the previous weeks, like Swerve flirting, and now it's just like a pre-show match. I'm like, they're just gonna keep it on Brody Dodo and Hangman. They need something.
Maybe.
He needs to do something. Also on his Dolly shirt.
Maybe. And everybody started bitching because A, it's going to be on the preview show, and they are convinced that New Day's coming in, and this is not how you should bring in the New Day.
No. So now
Yeah.
because I was like, oh, it'd be so cool to have Kofi and Austin with Swerve. Like, that is intriguing to me. But if it's like this pre-show 0 hour buy-in, whatever the fuck they call it, like, I'm just like, then they can save it.
Yeah.
Josiah, we told you that we were having a Thursday show Sunday when we did the show.
All right, Reese didn't know either. It's fine.
But that's different. That's
Well, Reese had an excuse. Reese didn't even show up to the show. Josiah was in the comments Sunday.
Exactly. That's shocking behavior. It certainly does. Shut up, you. Oh yeah.
Uh-oh. Josiah,
I'm
what's your favorite word, Nikki?
The B word.
I'm saying nothing.
Alrighty, so we're gonna preview. Just going in however I have them on this little thing. Omega Osprey. What you thinking, Nikki? It's gonna be a good match.
It's gonna be a great match. I think you gotta. I have 2 B words. Phil, oh my god. That's gonna be great. I know I'm really liking this Gollum Kenny. But I'm like, yeah, this is meant for Will to win. I think it would suck all the air out of that stadium if he loses.
But it would be so funny. And I would just love to watch the IWC meltdown. Like,
Same.
to the point where Twitter would, like, crash.
Yeah, it would. Again, if they kept it on Kenny, like, I would not be mad because I'm in love with this Gollum. But I don't know.
If they let Kenny turn heel and be, like,
proper
evil Kenny, then, yeah, keep the belt on him. I like both guys, so I'm okay with whoever wins.
Technically,
Could be a match of the night.
Technically, Billy, I don't think you can say AEW copied Drew at Clash because Will also has won twice already in the UK at AEW events. He did win against Jericho at the first All In. It's in Wembley, which I had the privilege of watching live. And then the second one, which I had the privilege of watching live, he did beat MJF in the match of the show. So I don't think you could say. I think if they beat Nige, then that would be the equivalent, even though it's not a world title. I think Nige is the one you compare to Drew personally, not Will.
Do you see some fuckery in this match between Omega and Osprey?
I hope not.
Same.
I hope not. But who would? Oh, it's fucking Don Callis or someone from that, or would it be like Knox?
Well, I mean,
I don't want to
Callum
know.
Newman's in town, and they're saying that he could screw Will.
Who's in town?
Callum Newman, who's part of the United Empire in New Japan.
Nah, he'll be on his he'll be on his side. You know what I think could be the fuckery though, because he's not done it in a while. The Tiger Driver. I think that could be an interesting thing if he goes for it. Yeah, exactly. They were title matches. They were. Like, MJF literally lost the international title. He renamed the All-American title to Will because Daniel Can't Wrestle Garcia got involved.
Because MJF came out like the big American, like from Rocky 2.
Yeah, he came out like that, and then obviously Will came out with that dope Assassin's Creed look, which is still one of the best things I've seen live.
I got the Will Ospreay Assassin's Creed jacket.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, Willow and Mercedes.
I neither. I don't care about either one of them, to be honest. I think I know people are complaining like, oh, if the Mercedes takes the belt off Willow, then it's such a small title reign for Willow. How bad is her hand injured? Is she just taping it up just to get through this match? I'm going Mercedes, but I really could care less.
give me Tekla sabotage in this match and end it in a double DQ. Honestly,
Well, Tony Khan said you could see the return of Tekla real soon, so
I think Mercedes will. I think Mercedes will win, but it's the wrong match. It should have been Tekla versus Mercedes, and Tekla should be beating this one as well. So it's just a nuisance for me. I really don't care. I normally advocate for women's wrestling, but I don't give two shits about this match at all.
I don't know who Sasha Banks is, so
Oh, Jesus Christ. Josiah, no. Let's not go there.
I'm gonna
Let-
start that because I want to talk about that in our fan section.
Why would you do this to me?
Alrighty, so we have a three-way for the international championship. Okada, Fletcher, and Takeshita. I'm gonna be happy with whoever wins.
Yeah.
I like all three.
I think this is the match I'm kind of like most excited for.
But I could see Takeshita winning because Fletcher and Okada start beefing with each other.
Yeah.
And Takeshita just sneaks in.
Funnily
like a
enough,
ninja.
Funnily enough, that's exactly what I was thinking, but I actually think Takeshita's going to pin Okada.
I think he should.
Yeah, I think Fletcher will potentially hit that top rope brainbuster, and then I think at that point, as long as he doesn't do a Jason Hotch and botch it, but if Fletcher does hit that top rope brainbuster, I would just have Takeshita just come in and just launch him over the ropes, just send him flying to the outside the ring, just pin him, cement it, and then I would just I would end that match with Takeshita boot onto Okada's chest with the gold in his hand. Because that would really stick. And I mean, obviously, out of the three of them, I prefer Okada. I'm a big Okada fan, but right in this moment in time, Okada's in the wrong title picture. Like, this should be the end of Okada in this scene. Get him into the main event scene where he actually should be.
Yeah, but your main event scene's kind of crowded right now, so I kind of can see holding him off depending on who's winning.
Suppose.
All right, we have our tag team championship match: the Young Bucks versus Cage and Copeland.
Get another match. I don't care.
This could be a piss break match.
I'm just so tired of the Young Bucks. I really am. I know. I'm glad they're out of that founding father bullshit heel era. I'm glad we're over that. But I'm not. I get used to love them. So excited. Obviously, AEW and all this other stuff. But I'm like, I don't care about them anymore. And I don't like this Copeland. I love Christian Cage. So part of me is like, I love him with the belt, keep him with the belt, or do they lose so he can go off and do something by himself?
I think they're going to retain, only to set up a match, maybe at All Out, if New Day shows up.
I think they're keeping the titles until Canada when they go back and then, was it October time? Because obviously there's rumors that Copeland will retire in Canada. I think they'll drop the belts in Canada. I mean, preferably it'd be nice if someone locked him in a sharpshooter, but I do think, obviously, I think that's what they might do. But if I'm honest, I would rather see All In as well. I don't know how far they're going to go, but I agree. I prefer Christian on his own. It's not against Copeland either. I'm a fan of Copeland. It's just he's not as good as he used to be, whereas Christian has gotten better with age.
That's right. I feel like I know he had a match, obviously, but Cope just looked old as fuck. And then Christian comes out, and I was like, he looked good. Looks so good. I don't know. Just Copeland looks like this haggard. I don't know if it's his cheeks are so sunken in, and he just doesn't doesn't look good. And then Christian comes out immaculate. Obviously, I know Copeland has a match, but
I think we know why Christian Cage is in good shape though. He got away from Mother Wayne. When he was with Mother Wayne, he wasn't really looking as refined. He was looking a little bit sloppy. He got away from her. Now he's looking.
He's back out there, begging other moms.
Exactly. He's looking for another mother. So I think he's definitely hit the nail on the head with that one. But I agree. I think Cage is just something else. But Copeland's done. And the Bucks, I've got nothing against the Bucks at all. There's nothing about them early. But I think they're purely waiting just to get to PWG. I think because they're going to buy that. So and just let them go and do it, I suppose.
There was also a rumor going around that they do want to have Cope and Cage in a ladder match. So do they retain and then have a bigger, maybe 3 or 4 other, like 4 tag teams and do a ladder match at All In?
I
All
don't
Out.
think Copeland could really. I don't think his body can take a ladder match, to be honest.
Unless
I
we have
agree.
other tag teams in there, so he doesn't really have to do anything. He takes one little bump and he can just lay in the corner for a little bit.
What if they did like a four corners elimination and try and establish some new tag teams with the veteran? That means you can protect them in terms of it's extra tag teams. You make them all qualify except the champions who are automatically involved. And you try and see who you bring in, and then at that point you just bring them down. It lets them potentially go out early as a shock. Like the champions eliminated quickly, we're guaranteed new champions. Who would it be? However, it's depending on your choice. But as long as they don't make that mistake, but well, you never know. But surely they can't hold the tails much longer. But I just do think if the plan for Copeland is he is retiring in Canada, and I know he's got a Maple Leaf show appearance coming up as well, because I know that's been signed off. He does have a match at Maple Leaf coming up. Then surely after he's done this, that roughly should be him. But I don't know, like, but the Bucks shouldn't be winning this. I don't think.
Is it on the books when the next AEW Canada show is?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah. At the is it the Canada Gardens, or whatever it is as well, like that, like Maple Leaf Gardens. That's where he'll be competing, which I think is really cool.
Alrighty, we have the TNT Championship, which features Darby Allin versus Kevin Knight. And looking at this picture, Kevin Knight kind of looks like Jey Uso.
Ugh, yeah,
You think so?
a better looking version, perhaps, but yeah, or a better
Just a little
refined
bit.
version.
I feel
I
like
have.
there's-
No, on you go, Nikki. On you go.
I was just like the picture of him. It looks more like his baby face of like him being like the Jet. I don't think him having the glasses meshes like him being the heel. But it could just be an old photo. I don't know.
Potentially. I have a question though. It seems stupid, but I don't mind it. Why is this a Falls Count Anywhere match?
Because it's Darby
Because he
Allin.
wanted it to be.
I feel like, do we need it? Like, I mean, I'm not against the Falls Count Anywhere. Like, it's a bit of a laugh, but
No,
Do we
Kevin
really
don't
need
eat, but Reese does.
I do not. I do not. I just go Matrix and pew pew. That actually had me howling the other day. I admit, I never thought I'd laugh at Solo Sokoa, but the bastard made me laugh.
I love him.
But I don't think this needs to be a Falls Count Anywhere. I don't hate it. I just don't think it needs to be. But it should be a bit of a laugh, I suppose. As long as he loses.
Oh, that's a good point, Billy. So Darby can cough and drop off of something outside the ring.
Because this is
Ugh.
usually
And
like
this is the only match with a stipulation, though.
exactly because I feel like we're so used to AEW having so many stipulations and so many crazy and the anarchy and the stampedes and all the other thing. Like it would be and feel so not AEW if they didn't have one of these matches. And of course, it's Darby Allin. So
That's a great point, because the casino, even the men's casino gauntlet, you wouldn't count in that sense as a stipulation, because that is a particular match, but this is a pure stipulation. So no, I suppose that's fair. And I like the fact they've kept, like, I did see people moaning about this the other day, and this is absolutely funny. People are moaning that this is 8 matches, and I'm like, is this going to be 8 matches where they're going to give a shitload of time to every single one? Like, I've got no problem here, except for two matches.
You
but
bitch if he puts on 12 matches
many.
and doesn't give them enough time. He puts on 8 matches and it's going to give them plenty of time, and you're still bitching.
But to be
Again,
devil's avocado here, I also don't know if I need 8 matches in a row that are all 25 to 40 minutes. I feel like sometimes maybe you need a shorter breather match than 8 matches that are all 30 minutes long
yeah, I think
to play devil's avocado.
I would say the shorter matches are probably going to be the women's tag, maybe Mox Nige. I don't think that'll go long, and maybe the Falls Count Anywhere because of the stipulation. But I think the rest will be quite quick. I don't mind it's 8 minutes. I actually don't care how many he's on, as long as they use the right amount of time. Like, in the sense of let them just enjoy themselves. It doesn't really faze me at all.
Alrighty, we have Mox and Nigel McGuinness in our C2 Cup final.
What is the point of having this cup, though, if Moxley is just going to win?
Yeah.
Just another trophy for Renee to dust.
Ugh. I think the concept could have been cool, but it's just like then having
The
Moxley
concept's cool, the execution is not.
1,000%. 1,000%.
It needed better execution.
Again, I think Mox should have not been in it and had this tournament to be the number one contender. Because why have him do all these qualifying matches just for him to retain?
Well, I mean, we say it with WWE. Could it just be lazy booking?
Ooh, scandalous. Calling AEW lazy booking. Scandal. I don't know. Again, cool in concept. Again, I ranted about it last week. I just think this could have been so much better than it was. I'm hoping if they do this next year that like we can have this be a little different.
Yeah, they need to clean up the execution of it. Well, I mean, you could be right, you could be wrong. I mean, Nigel could win and Ospreay could win. You never know with Tony Khan.
Right, because there's three of them, and it's like what combination of the three are going to win?
I would actually have all three European. I would actually have all three UK-based lose. Well, four, because technically you've got the Braun Brits are two separate women, but I actually wouldn't mind Ospreay, Nige, and the Brawling Birds all losing just to really piss off this crowd.
Agreed. Thank you, Josiah. I am fair and balanced.
Except when you talk about X-Men.
Yeah. Alrighty, we have our women's tag match. Reese's favorite, the Brawling Birds versus Divine Dominion.
Nah, give me the other half. Lena Cross on her own is enough to fold me. That's all I'm going to say.
I think they need to start selling Megan Bain's headgear on Shop AEW because I need to buy that.
She just looks so good. Like when Nick, was it, I don't know, was it last? When did Nick and I go to the collision in AC? Was it last year or 2 years ago?
2 years, yeah.
Yeah, because it was sort of when she was starting to tease the program with Tony Storm. But when she came out, she just like eye-catching, like so beautiful. It's like this big, she looks great. Like, I don't know, looking at like Lena and Megan and then looking at the Brawling Birds, I'm just like, I don't like it. I'm worried they're going to drop the belts because they've had them for so long. And then, in the UK. But I think Dominion should win.
Same. When I look at this, I think Megan Bain is decent, but Lena Cross is far better. I think Lena Cross is the star here. I think Megan Bain needs a bit more. I think every time I watch Daphne wrestle, I would rather watch reruns of the Looney Tunes. Because she ain't certainly doing much as a Scooby-Doo character, that's for sure. And honestly, Mrs. Ospreay is so freaking boring that I just cannot stand her. I really don't. She had a very good match, obviously, several months ago, like in one-on-one competition, but I really just don't care. Like I don't care for Windsor. I don't care for Jamie Hayter. And I certainly really ain't bothered right now by Megan Bain because when I see this match, all I see is Lena Cross. That for me is definitive star power.
So Nick says the Megasis is great. I don't know. You'd have to ask Joey Janela.
Get it, Joey. But I think, isn't that like a typical, sort of like a tag team? Like you have one that's like the really pretty one, and then you have like, not saying that Lena's not, but like then your workhorse. I feel like Megan's like maybe the face, and then Lena comes in and does like the heavy lifting.
I mean, I ain't saying no.
I'm gonna
But
take Nikki's saying and play devil's avocado here. What if the
Hmm.
Brawling Birds win the titles and they get the titles off of Divine Dominion? Mercedes wins, and then we move Bane up into the singles and have her go after Mercedes.
I like it, but I would do it the other way around. I would do Lena Cross in the main scene.
I'm worried either one of them you're feeding to Mercedes.
That's the only thing.
But could you break up again either Megan or Lena and build them up to take on, maybe take the belt off Mercedes eventually? Because that's also what I'm worried about with Mercedes winning. Like, who was her next opponent? Does Tekla come back?
I think we all sadly know who's going to be the one that takes the belt off Mercedes Mini in the end.
Oh, honey, I am both of them. So
I know I've said it several times, and I stand by it because she shouldn't hold the title for a couple of years. But I do think the inevitable is if Mercedes Mini does win the gold, I wanted Tekla to break the record of Shida, but I think Mercedes will break the record, and then literally the minute she breaks that record, she drops that belt to Toni Storm.
oh, then how long do we have to see her with the belt then? I don't want it to be that
She
long.
has to hold it up until, if she wins it all in, she needs to hold it up until a month after. Something like that. It's like was it like 390 odd days or something? She'd have held the belt or something.
So like roughly a year and 2 or 3 months.
A year and a smidge.
No, thank you.
I wanted Tekla to do it because her title run was too damn bloody good. But like, I'm just double checking like she does title reign and now like the duration of it because I'm sure it was like 307. It was like 370 or something.
Was it partly in COVID times or is this post COVID?
It was during. I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to remember it. It was a while ago.
A little while ago, yeah.
372 days, 2020, 2021. So literally, she dropped it just as the COVID had pretty much people were coming out of it, like in some ways. But yeah.
But like again, if we weren't in that time, I don't know if she would have held the belt that long.
Oh, for sure, I agree.
So
I agree.
Like, I feel like you do want someone to beat that record. I don't want it to be Mercedes.
Me neither, but I think Tony would do it because in some elements he's a good guy, but he's also a mark for certain wrestlers. And I get everyone is, to be fair, a mark for a certain wrestler, but I think generally if there's few wrestlers he would have break that record, she is probably the one that does it. But maybe some records just aren't meant to be broken, and 372 days isn't entirely long by other title standards. But if she keeps that record, I'm not against either because she needs something to hold on to. But yeah, that's who I think will take the title of Mercedes if she does win it. I think the belt goes back to Toni Storm, and I don't want it to happen because I've seen Toni Storm hold the title so many times. She's had good title reigns, but she's not topping that last one. That last title reign she had was pure gold.
Bill agreed.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to do it.
Agreed.
Nick says Mercedes wouldn't be a bad person to have the title.
Well, he's a gremlin.
You can have one or the other. Either Mercedes wins it. This is one to you, Nick. This one's just for you. You have one or the other. Mercedes gets the title, or Sami Zayn retires from wrestling.
I need Sami Zayn to retire.
You know he has an insane love for Sami.
I know it's scary. It freaks me out. I want good guy Nick back. Like
he loves Sami more than he loves you, Nikki. That's the real question.
Ooh.
It's fighting.
Yes, Josiah. You could say that Sami Zayn has corrupted Nick.
Maybe how Kenny is with the men's title is Sammy to Nick, or I guess Nick to Sammy.
Look what
Nick is
Billy's
in
just put in
his heel era.
look what Billy's just put in the chat.
Yeah, no, because I bought him that shirt.
Oh, that's brilliant. And by the way, I'm loving the timeless shirt.
I know. I haven't worn it in a while. You know, I like to wear my lady shirts on our
I have
supposedly
my
lady shirt.
AEW All In shirt on.
As you do.
Love it.
Get it, girl, as you both say. Wow, I'm saying the mantra. Yeah, I'm not going to say you guys are rage baiting me. I could say that, but I won't because I'm a nice guy. Are you? You like
Are you
Sami
the last
Zayn?
good guy, Nick?
That is like our new quote. It's like, I'm not going to say that. I could say it, but I'm not going to say it because I'm a nice guy.
Can we also establish one interesting effect that really stands the firm? He didn't he not break his own controversial rules for the Mount Rushmore this week? Oh
He
wait.
didn't, again, first, the stars aligned and he didn't change his rules.
Somebody must have paid him off. You call it the last wheel guy. Oh, Jesus Christ. The last wheeled good guy. You should get that on a shirt.
Oh, we should get the logo of his YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would be so funny. That would be funny in a good way. Larbark, don't say hello to me. Say hello to the lovely ladies. I am Bun. Interrupter. Interruptus
You're a
cornucopius.
special co-host because you've been gone for so long.
I know, and I am so bad. I must be disciplined. Lena Cross, you got time?
Let me call Lena Cross up for you.
I mean, well,
Let me call TK up since I keep him on speed dial and see if I can get you Lena Cross.
Well, since Deonna Purrazzo's too busy fighting Steph DeLander over who's boring me to death, then I have to go for Lena because Deonna needs to give me a little break. Short break, but only for 2 minutes. She'll be back to normal business next week.
And there you go. Then we have our casino gauntlet match, and our first two entrants will be Andrade, or Andrew, as MJF calls him, and MJF. I've heard people say they don't think either one is winning.
No, I don't think so.
And could we see a surprise in this match of one Ilya Dragunov?
Oh no.
I think people are thinking MJF. I think the swerve would maybe have Andrade and push him kind of up the card. But like, I don't want Jericho. I love my Tommaso, but
Yes, give me Jericho winning. Let him have one more title shot.
no.
I'd be all in for that.
Him. Let him beat Ospreay and him hold the belt for a little while.
Revenge of all in result where he actually beats Ospreay for the belt would be mental. I'm only kidding, Lard Bark. It's nice of you that you're still a good human being. See, the thing I've got with this one is, why does MJF have to win it 2 years in a row?
Because what else are you doing with him? I don't know.
Send him to the Shadow Realm. I don't want either of them to win it, but I'm expecting them to be involved in the decision. But the problem is, when you look at the gauntlet, 21 places, I'll be very surprised if there's much good in it.
I think they might get to 10 before they call it. They'll have 10 entrants, and then somebody will win it.
But they are saying what it is up to 21, eh? They are saying 1 to 21, but I suppose like if they could you crowd the ring with entrants, maybe. Mark Davis is a shout, isn't a bad idea to be fair, but Mark Davis as in the world title scene, I don't know. I like the unpredictability. I don't know. I agree on Tommaso Ciampa though. Like I think right now, like no, he's got to recover some ground after with Jericho. I think Jericho being in it isn't a bad thing from a named perspective. I think that's okay from a named talent, but it's it's strange. I know I wrote them off earlier on saying they might not be at All In because they've only just came back in the organization, but the Guns might be in this. But you're not going to have either of them win. But they've both been world champions before in their own right, singles champions. But you're not going to do the same. It's really. Well, it wouldn't surprise me if they maybe did it to Ricochet.
Yeah, but he's going to be in that trios battle.
Oh, I know. What have you sent me? So he's actually sent it. Fair play. Fair play. He's done it in a black shirt as well. Can't wait for Johnny Gargano to be back with champ in AEW and watch. Don't even get me started on that. God, like, I'm sorry, but you're paying a guy to plank.
Well, I mean, if they want to pay me $200,000 to lay on some crates, I mean, okay. What
I was
about
just
you,
meant you
Nikki?
say something else there when you
Not
were saying
mad
that
at it.
sentence.
Throw me on some crates. I'll lay there for that much.
It is embarrassing because I'm not a particular fan of Johnny Gargano that much anymore, but the guy isn't a bad wrestler. He's just bland. Like, when he speaks, you don't want to hear him, but he's a decent wrestler, but God almighty. You can plank him on this ring, but I don't know. I want them to give us something good. I think the Casino Gauntlet's the only one that haven't got a clue. I don't want it to be predictable. I think MJF or Andrade win it is predictable, and I don't know if I can go through that again. But is that harsh?
Do we really need to see Moxley wrestling 2 times in one night?
No, he has to take Renee on vacation. We already decided this.
Oh dear Lord. What if the trick is, what if Swerve ends up in the Casino Gauntlet and wins it?
I wouldn't be mad.
I'm not mad at that.
Because that at least gives you some extra quality. I mean, we all know who
if you
Catherine
really,
was winning.
really wanted to shock somebody, I mean, we could always pull from Ring of Honor and throw my boy in there. One Matt Taven.
I thought you were going to say something else. That's not a bad shout.
I love me some Matt Taven.
You know, I know you do. Speaking of Ring of Honor, I wouldn't mind Lee Moriarty to be in this. I really enjoy Lee Moriarty. I think he's a quality wrestler. I don't know how people think he's bland or whatever. I'm like, he's not. He's just a genuinely good wrestler.
Or we could put Wheeler Yuta in there and have him win it, or Daniel Garcia.
Oh God almighty. You could bring in some of the Rev Pro guys though, like Luke Jacobs or Michael Oku. Like that, I mean, the fact that he's going from Michael Oku's got his match, but Luke Jacobs has got Pac in a one-off because they had to change the tag title because of injuries. Yeah, let me just get in my pose.
Oh, I've told the story a bazillion times. Nick and I was 2019 at the G1 Super
Card of Honor.
The main event was Okada and Jay White. In the triple threat match, it was Taven, Jay Lethal, and someone we can't talk about anymore. And this really annoying guy next to me was mansplaining how wrestling works to me. And then I yelled at him.
Every time you say that,
it was a ladder match. They were climbing up the ladder, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is how he's got to make his comeback." And I was like, "Oh really? Is that how wrestling works?"
Every time you hear that story, it gets better and better because the anger and the emotion just builds.
Again, our lady is just like, don't again. And it's this boy was so annoying. He's probably like 20 something, but he was with like his dad, and he was so annoying. But he kept talking to me all night. I was like, "Can you not see I'm here?" Like with somebody else, and he kept talking to me. I'm like,
he was pure hoping. He was like, bruh.
He was trying to steal you away from Nick.
No, and then like Nick will have to. At this point, like I yelled at him, and at this point, I think I got up to get another drink because obviously there's beers involved. And then when we were leaving, there was another because we were like in the handicap section. There's this other two guys that were with us were actually at the NXT show with us the night before, and we actually I hugged them when we left. I was like, "Oh, it's so great seeing you," and I hugged them, and then apparently the guy made a comment that I said goodbye to the other guys and not him, and it was a thing. But don't mansplain wrestling to me. Fuck off.
Salty. Is he not still filming?
I think he's still filming.
To be fair, I wouldn't mind that, but the problem is, though, is you're just going to have him win it for 30 minutes and then the belt's back on someone else. That's the only thing I've never liked about Samoa Joe's booking. I've never actually liked him being a short transitional champion. I always thought he'd be good as a decent heel, 3 to 5 months, but he always seems to get one defense and that's him. He's out.
Yeah. I like the unpredictability of this.
We all
don't know. I mean, people think it's either going to be MJF or Andrade, but you really don't know. And can we stop with everybody bitching about MJF needing to be the title holder? I mean, what the fuck do you want him to do? Hold the title forever until he fucking dies?
Obviously.
I mean,
he's running around with his button. He's running around
with I'm an MJF fan, but he does not need the title all the fucking time.
And here's another news flash. MJF versus Ospreay was not the match they needed for All In. The match they've got All In was the one you actually should have booked, which I'm glad they kept with anyway. The main event All In was the right choice.
Not according to your favorite from Toilet Bowl.
Oh, he can kiss my Scottish ass, the frickin' psychopath. I mean, I'll demand money of him first of all, but that's the reality of it. But yeah, MJF in the title scene, we've seen it, we enjoy it. Time to take a break from it. Go and do something else before we start calling you MJ Flair. I might get that printed on a shirt.
Maybe. So that is our preview of AEW's All In this Sunday. So we're going to have some fan interaction. So if you have not already, go ahead and get your comments or your questions in there. Chester asked this one. He said the Judgment Day has been dead since Balor and Rhea and Priest left, and it's just boring now. Yeah?
For me, the Judgment Day died at the Money in the Bank show that I was at a couple of years ago because they ruined Balor's match with Rollins by having Priest come out to try and cash in. It completely derailed it. And it ruined the SummerSlam match as well because obviously they did Rollins Balor back to back. For me, that's when Judgment Day really died because they killed any chance of Balor being taken seriously as a main eventer.
Alrighty, Josiah says, if you dare bring Britt Baker back, I don't think you have anything to worry about. I don't think she's coming back.
I don't get this channel's hate of my Britt Baker.
Really can't stand her. Really can't stand the sandbagger.
She is a cockwobble.
I think there have been worse people than her, but I don't think she's coming back anytime soon. I think Tony's just keeping her contract for her to not do anything else.
The worst thing is, though, I used to be a Britt Baker
fan.
But
if she really wanted to do something else, she could go on the indies. He would probably let her go to the indies. She just don't want to do anything else. And she is content sitting there getting her money. Which, I don't blame her.
Yeah, you don't want to book me, and then I'm just going to stay home.
I mean, it's not like she doesn't have another profession outside of wrestling.
She barely does that anymore. She sold her practice, apparently.
If you wasn't a sandbagger, you wouldn't have gotten all the hate.
That was what put me off her. It was the match against Mercedes at All In. It was just embarrassing to watch the level of sandbagging. It was shocking. And I'm like, first of all, I don't mind her sandbagging Thunder Rosa because who cares? But when you the fact is like this was the match that she was coming back for with Mercedes to get back on like the top scene, and it was, to be fair, I'm not going to say Mercedes was good either. Mercedes was actually awful in that match. If anyone goes back and watch, it was dreadful. But when you sandbag it, it was so bad to watch, and I was like at that point I was completely done with Britt Baker. I
Was
was
that like
done.
Mercedes' second or first or second match in AEW?
It was her second, I think. It was her first All In. No, because to be fair, no, hold on, because she already won the title at Double or Nothing against Willow, so she was already about 6 months into her AEW run.
Yeah, I thought it was Britt coming back after her injury.
Yeah, it was Britt Baker's return,
Okay.
and it was just because she came back on Dynamite and then just challenged her, and then that was it. The match was set up for All In. That was it. But it was just, you could see they had no chemistry. I think if they'd done the match again and took their time, because they felt like they were just going way over clocking themselves, if they took their time, it might be better. I don't think Britt Baker's an awful wrestler. I just don't like people that sandbag. And I've seen plenty of guys that sandbag as well that are just as shocking. But when you do it in the match where it's like your high profile comeback, it doesn't look good on you. But she could redeem herself. Every opportunity can do that, except Wheeler Yuta. He can't, but
No,
some
Yuta
people,
hate on this stream.
you know I don't like him, but I will say at least he's finally had a haircut that suits him for a change. He looks like a human being now. He doesn't look like Greyfriars Bobby.
Oh no, you're killing me.
Your lectures already did that to me, pal. This is revenge.
I do have an announcement according to Treese Out and Frightful. Defy Wrestling is under new ownership, and that Matt Farmer and Jim Perry have returned as owners after reaching an agreement with Big Damo and Nikki Storm. And they have a couple of new dates. They'll be in Detroit October 1st and Seattle on December 4th.
So, Big Damo and Nikki Cross rightfully buy the promotion because they want to get back into the British scene full on. They're doing well. They go to a Rev Pro show, and then they also did a couple of shows elsewhere in the States. Now they're selling back? That is very interesting. I wonder why, unless they were struggling to manage it, or they just didn't feel like it wasn't for them.
Could be.
I'm surprised by that. Very surprised.
Well, it seems that Big Damo's comment was, "We are delighted to announce that we have come to terms with the original owners of Defy, Matt Farmer and Jim Perry, for the ownership of Defy Wrestling. Putting Defy back in the hands of the original owners who rose Defy to one of the premier independents on earth is beyond exciting for the Pacific Northwest and the U.S." So maybe it was just, and that they will still try to work together with Progress whenever they can.
Fair enough. I was going to
Maybe
say,
it was just too much of them trying to run a promotion in the U.S. and run one in the U.K.
yeah, it's not easy. I wonder, they didn't buy they didn't buy the product from Perry and Farmer, didn't they? That's not who they bought Defy from, didn't they? They'd already sold Defy to someone else. So I wonder if maybe they just wanted to return the product back to the rightful owner.
Maybe.
And maybe they haven't strong-armed them as well in the deal. Maybe they went that agree is actually they just went reasonable rather than going, no, we'll strong-arm you. Maybe they just went, this is the right place, perhaps. It's fascinating.
Could be.
Hmm.
Alrighty. If we have no more questions, we're going to end episode 23 of Lipsticks and Lariats. So, it is time for mine and Nikki's favorite part of the show, plugs and housekeeping. So, in America, football season will be starting. So, just keep an eye out for schedule changes. We'll let Reese know, and Reese can let everybody else know.
I see.
And you can also find us on our individual shows. I will be at the Mid Podcast 6436, or you can read my work at themidpodcast.com. Nikki, where are you going to be tomorrow?
You can find me and my hot husband at Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour on YouTube. Tomorrow at 6, we're at the bar talking all things wrestling. Tomorrow is actually a WWE show because we're doing a show on Saturday predicting All In. So you get a double shot of us this weekend.
Sounds good, sounds good. Alrighty, so that's going to do it for today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, hit the subscribe button, leave a review, share it with your friends. And guess what? I don't care if you watch Collision or Dynamite, just watch damn wrestling. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Au revoir.